Hi my friends, how are you? Welcome to my channel. My name is Kelly. I am so happy that you are here today. I read this book a few months back and I just haven't had a chance to discuss it or talk about it or make a video for you all. And that is Jill Dillard's Counting the Cost. She wrote this with help from her husband, Derick Dillard, and she also had another writer named, I believe his name is Craig Borlase, is how you would say his last name. Jill was one of the famous Duggar children from 19 Kids and Counting. The parents are Jim, Bob, and Michelle, and they followed the principles of IBLP, which is a very conservative set of evangelical Christians. And I also read in 2023 earlier on Ginger Duggar's book, and it was interesting to compare the two. Just right off the gate, if I had to choose one that I preferred, it would be Ginger's, because she talked about the dangers of IBLP, how a lot of the things that she grew up in made her fearful. She was afraid constantly of offending the Lord or losing her salvation, that if, you know, she listened to music with drums in it, that something terrible, she might have a car wreck and die. And Jill had many of the same fears, but in Ginger's book, she is less spilling the tea and more trying to focus on what the dangers of how she grew up were and how she felt the Bible taught compared to the principles of IBLP. Jill did the same thing. I feel like Jill has really searched out the Bible and tried to find principles, but she does spill some tea about her family and goes a little deeper now into family stories and mistakes that she feels her parents have made and how she felt like her father has controlled her life, especially withholding finances. The children typically didn't get paid. There was like a big, fee that Jim Bob controlled, and sometimes he would dish out money here and there, but I think a lot of what she shared maybe was to clear up maybe some misconceptions people had about her. Like her husband and her went off to be missionaries, and they did fundraising for that, as all missionaries do. But people were saying, why would you do this? You should have all this money for all these years that you've been on television. And they weren't really seeing much money. And if they were going to get some money, they were being asked to sign things, long contracts. They really, TLC and Jim Bob, the father, really wanted them to open up their lives when they would have children and things like that. They wanted them to let cameras into a lot of aspects of their lives that they just weren't willing to share. So I would say there are a lot of good things in this book, and she is telling her own truth, but it makes me, for her as a person, for Jill as a person, you always want reconciliation at some point, and maybe she did need to just get her truth out there. But I think it will be a lot harder for her to reconcile with her siblings. I don't really want to go into a lot of what she went through, but I will say that if all this is true, what she was asked to do, to protect her abuser, it is sick and it is wrong. And in that way, speaking out about things like this, maybe it will discourage other parents from making some of the choices that hers did. So this is a little bit of a convoluted, I know, not necessarily organized series of thoughts that I had about the book, but I just wanted to give my perspective. I wish the whole family, the extended family, the best. They've been through a lot with what the oldest son, the evil that he has done, and I just wish the family to somehow come to peace and that they would all seek truth. All right, thanks for watching. Read a lot. Bye-bye.